Hi guys, welcome back to our channel and welcome to another episode of Motorhome Monday. For this week's video, what we're going to be talking about are excuses that people make not to use their RVs. And by that, we mean RVs as in motorhomes, fifth wheels, trailers,
whatever you travel
Class A,
in,
B, C, whatever you have.
Yeah.
We have heard a lot of excuses from people recently about why they don't use their rigs other than maybe once a year.
Yeah, and this is from people that have either had them for a while or are new to the game like us. They look at us and they go, you guys are using your rig more than we are, and we spent a lot more and we have that. It's like
and then one thing that we, as those of you that follow us, if you watched last Motorhome Monday, we were just on a trip and we got back. We were gone for 13 days and we just got back a couple days ago. So we're back home. And I was
obviously with the hot tree behind us.
I was speaking to someone, I'm not going to say who. I was speaking to someone on the phone. They said, oh, I noticed on your Instagram and your Facebook that you guys are traveling again. Must be nice to be furloughed and be able to travel.
Ouch.
First of all, I don't think that person meant any ill intent by saying that. But no, it's not nice to be furloughed. Yes, it is nice to travel, but it is not nice to be furloughed. And even when we do go back to work, we will still be traveling as much as possible.
Yeah.
So just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
Back to excuses for, and we're not going to say reasons, because to us, these are not reasons, they're excuses, because they're all things you can work around if you want to and are willing to travel. And some of them we've come up against, but we want to travel, so we do travel. So we're going to go into the top excuses for not using your RV. Number one.
The number one excuse is, well, I still have to work.
So a lot of people tell us, like the whole furloughed comment, it's nice to be furloughed so that you can travel. When we go back to work, we still plan on traveling, whether that's on weekends, whether that's on the weird, like an odd couple days off, 3-day weekends, whatever they are. I mean, in our industry, we don't get 3-day weekends because we don't get like those national holidays off, but you can schedule around your work if you want to.
Yeah.
If you work a Monday through Friday job and your kids are in school, which right now most kids are not in school, physical school, but if your kids are in school Monday through Friday, you can usually leave Friday afternoon. When the kids get out of school, leave Friday afternoon. A lot of people are working remotely right now, and they're going to continue working remotely because companies have found that they like it. So, and it costs them less money for the employees.
Yeah.
So if you're going to work remote, you can leave and still work on the road.
Yeah. And
companies in 2021 are already starting, as people are going back to work, being more
forgiving.
I don't even know what the right word is that I'm trying to think right now. But they're going to allow their employees more freedom with their schedules because they've learned that they can work remotely. They can maybe work less hours. They can work 4/10s instead of 5/8s. All these different things that we're hearing from these companies as people are going back to work. So I have to work is really just an excuse. And even if you can't split up your vacation and you can't do anything except work Monday through Friday or whatever days, 5 days a week you work, you still have those 2 days.
Yeah.
Go somewhere local, take your RV out, go somewhere local and just do it. So number two, it's not worth the setup and takedown of the RV.
So I don't know how much stuff you're taking with you, but it takes just a couple minutes to hook up power, water, and sewer. I mean, we're newbies, and it doesn't take me very long to set it up at all. But yeah. And
we plan for the inside of RV. We don't have to, when we stop, it takes me 5-10 minutes to set up, quote unquote, like the RV. I'm not setting anything up, I'm just putting like the utensils, like if you watch Last Motorhome Monday, the things that we have to take down, there's like 3 things, like our utensils and 2 other small things. I just put those back and that's it.
Yeah, and then like for those of you that are saying, well, I have like 4 slides and
I have a fifth wheel,
and I have, all of these different things, these, zero gravity chairs and a fire pit and all this, then you've got too much stuff.
or you don't have to take it all out.
You don't have to take it all out. Take out what you immediately need. Take out your grill, because
if you're going to use it,
maybe you want a grill.
Maybe you're not going to use it.
Maybe you just need your fire pit. Maybe you just need your chairs so that you can sit on the outside of your fifth wheel, your motorhome, and watch your 50-inch TV that's on the the outside of your motorhome or whatever. I mean, who knows? Yes, it can take upwards of half hour.
Depending on if you have a fifth wheel is probably longer because you have to disconnect the truck, or if you're towing, you have to disconnect your tow.
Yeah.
That can take a couple minutes longer, but it's not so much so that it's going to prevent you from traveling, or shouldn't.
Yeah, so like maybe if you're saying it takes too long to get set up, then maybe rethink what you're taking with you. Maybe you don't have to take everything with you if you're just going for a weekend. Yeah, your
rugs and decorations and those kinds of things. Like we have them, but we don't have decorations. But we have a rug. We've used it once, and that was because we were in the same place for over a week.
Yeah. We took our anti-gravity chairs out, our zero gravity chairs out once, maybe twice. Never used them.
So just take out what you need, and don't pack your rig in such a way that you have to put 20 things back up, including furniture and all these things, to use it. Don't do that. Simplify your entire situation.
Yeah.
So that's not an excuse. Streamline, declutter, do those things to just get out, set up, enjoy.
Yep. So the number three reason that people say they don't want to go out, it's too expensive.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've stayed at some hotels that were pretty gross, and it costs more than a campground.
Yeah, I mean, and I know people who, they don't take their RVs out. They pay to store their RVs. They don't take or they're sitting in their driveway collecting dust. They're, whatever the RV is, whatever type it is, they don't take it out, but yet they'll go to a hotel for the weekend. And then they'll say taking their RV out is too expensive.
Yeah.
So it's just an excuse because it's really not. And if you're worried about expenses like we are, then, you can stay in free areas. Every state has different free areas that are in the wilderness, and they're all opening up now.
Yeah.
So stay somewhere free for the weekend.
Yeah, go find a national park, or not a national park, go find a
BLM or...
Well, a lot of states don't have BLM. Like, those are mostly out here on the West Coast. But like for you guys that are out on the East Coast, you guys have some parks. Some like great parks that are close by, like state parks and stuff like that. Those are great, and most of them are all free.
Or join memberships, camping memberships to get deals, things like that. Ask for on your birthdays if you, like we do, like when we celebrate birthdays and Christmas and stuff, we don't really need stuff. So we'll ask for gift cards. Mm-hmm. We got the America the Beautiful pass as a Christmas gift because we asked for it for a Christmas gift because we couldn't afford to buy it at the time. And things like that. You can, when you go for the weekend, find a less expensive campground. Don't eat out. That's a big one, is people will go for the weekend in their RV and then they eat out, lunch and dinner. Most of the time they have breakfast in the RV and then they'll eat out lunch and dinner. Well, yeah, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. You don't have to do that. Take food with you. Don't eat out.
You've got a refrigerator, a stove, a microwave. You've got everything there.
Yeah. So if you're complaining that it's too expensive to take your rig out, that's kind of just an excuse because there are ways to save money.
Yeah. Is it an expense to take your rig out? Absolutely. But it's also an expense to go out to dinner. It's also an expense to do anything nowadays.
Right.
So why not use the money that you have available to you to go and enjoy your investment?
Something other than your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Number 4, my RV needs work.
No. Well,
That's not why I said
no.
it. That's not why that's on this list.
Yep. Yeah, so I've heard that a lot. Actually, in what I'm doing now with doing RV repairs and stuff like that, I'm hearing that a lot. Oh, my RV needs so much work. Well, what does it really need? Oh, my air conditioner, my this, my that. Okay, most of those things an RV tech can fix for you in a couple of hours. A lot of the things you could probably fix yourself,
And my counter to that is also, if your RV needs that much work that you can't take it anywhere, why are you paying to store it?
There you go.
Why are you letting it sit there and rot away?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I mean, if it needs that much work, but yet you're paying money for it to sit someplace, or it's taking up space in your driveway or on a street or whatever it is, I don't get that.
Yeah, so I actually just recently heard a story, and somebody said, well, I just paid, $250,000 for this RV. We take it out once a year, and then the rest of the time it sits in storage.
And they're not meant to do that. They're not meant to sit.
Yeah. Why? Well, because it's just, I don't want anything to break. So you're not taking it out, letting it sit there because you're afraid something is going to break on it when you take it out.
Right.
Guys, I don't get that.
Yeah,
Things are going to break sitting there. It's actually worse.
Your tires are going to go bad sitting there because they're not meant to sit. Tires are not meant to sit.
Yeah.
Your different mechanical features in your RVs are not meant to sit. They're meant to be used. They need to be turned on. They need to be cycled, whatever it is. So now you're saying your RV needs too much work. I mean, I don't get that. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, if it needs that much work, then it's...
And you're not going to use it?
And you're not going to use it, it's probably time to get rid of it.
Yeah. If you're going to save the money you're paying to store it or free up the space that it's parked in for something that you will use that's not breaking down.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds kind of harsh, but really.
Yeah. So what are we on? Number 5. Number 5 reason.
Sorry, we're looking down at the list.
Yeah, I had to look at which number it was. Number 5 reason, well, there's nowhere to go.
I don't understand this one. Yeah, we live in California, so there is a lot to do around here, but we have family and friends all across the United States. There's always somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Whether it's a park, a lake, a forest, a field, a meadow, the desert, whatever it is.
Like a harvest host.
A harvest host, yeah, that's a good one. Like harvest host, there's somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Even if you just get away and you don't have to go to amusement parks and you don't have to go to like these big things. Just get away. Sit in your chair and relax and read a book or
drink a glass of wine.
Take a hike. Like do something other than just sitting at home every weekend making excuses for why you can't go anywhere.
Yep.
Life is short, guys.
We know that all too well.
So what are we on, number 6?
Number 6.
Gas prices are too high.
Well, that's not wrong.
Especially here in California. Singing to the choir, guys.
Yep.
Gas is over $4 officially now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many comments.
Just leave it alone.
Anyway, you know what? I'll tell you, one of the things that I've learned when we travel is I try to use gas memberships. And use places like Flying J, where we have memberships too, or use apps like Gas Buddy, where you can find cheaper, or use Costco.
Mm-hmm. Costco's a good one.
Yeah. So all of these places, we are with our coach. We get fuel because we have regular unleaded, fuel. If you are getting diesel, we know that there's groups, organizations out there where you can sign up for a card and you get great fuel prices on those cards through memberships and stuff like that.
Also here, and I know across in Safeways in different grocery stores, if you shop there and you have their shopper card, you can go to certain gas stations and save up to 30 cents a gallon on gas just because you get points from shopping at their grocery store. Out here we have Ralph's that does that, but I know when we were on the road, when we were in Arizona, I noticed that Safeway did that. So we could have left that, we didn't need gas at the time, but we could have left that Safeway, and the gas station that we could fill our rig up at was in the same parking lot, and we would have saved 20 cents a gallon just because we bought our groceries there.
Yeah.
So look into things like that. Check your grocery places, the grocery stores that you go to, and see if they have, if that's a perk of, because we all have those cards because they save you 20 cents here, and whatever.
And then another little trick that we like to use is we use one card for all of our travels.
Credit card.
One credit card for all of our travels. So fuel expenses, RV, park stays, all that stuff, and collect points. So if you are if you have like a JetBlue or something like that card, and you want to collect miles
or cash back
or any of those things, if you have an Amazon credit card and you want to use those Amazon points, use those cards for that.
Yep, absolutely, because
free money.
Well, it's gets you points, but it's also when you get time to do your taxes, you'll know exactly how much money you spent for the year on traveling.
Yep.
So that helps a lot.
Number 7 is, well, I don't want to get COVID while I'm traveling from state to state.
I don't know. I have a lot of things I could say.
Yeah, I don't know when you would get, okay, maybe, if you're thinking you're worried about getting COVID from a gas station. So then before you get in your rig, before whatever, wear your mask if you want, wash your hands with hand sanitizer before and after using the pump. If you have to go inside, wear your mask if you want. Again, all of the social, physical distancing guidelines
are easier in an RV because you have your house with you. You're not going into a hotel room. You're not going into a rental car. You're not getting into an airplane. You're not going on a boat, a bus, a subway, a train. You're in your own house that is as clean as you want it to be. So I don't know that there's, if anything, traveling with your RV or, your rig it lessens your exposure.
Yeah.
We've been to, in the last 2 months, we've been to 9 different RV parks in the last 2 months, and their COVID restrictions are really high, and they're cleanly, in some, the laundry rooms and showers and things aren't even open, and you have to wear masks. In every single one we've been in, you have to wear masks.
And that's not including just California. That is all states that we've been in.
Yeah, and you have to social distance and all the things, and they sanitize everything, and they warn you about sanitizing, and so just in my opinion, come at me if you disagree, that's fine, but in my opinion, if you're worried about getting COVID, then the best way to travel is in an RV.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yep.
Number 8 excuse people give for not using their rigs is, I don't have time and I'm too busy. I'm going to say something that my mom used to say to me and what your uncle used to say.
Yeah.
We make time for the things we want to make time for.
Yeah. If you want to go. My uncle was a great, role model for us. And I'd love to share his experience with you guys, and that is, don't waste your time. Your time is precious. If you don't know what happened in my family, go back and see our first video of explaining why we're doing this whole thing way back, a year and a half ago now. But long story short, my uncle was murdered, and he and my aunt, they did a lot of great things. They did a lot of vacations together and stuff like that because my uncle always said, I don't want to waste time. And
people would ask them, you run a business, you have kids, you have this. How can you find the time to do this?
You make the time.
And that's what he would say. He would say, if you want to do it, you make the time.
Yeah.
Life, you never know. He wanted to travel while he was here. And you know what? He didn't know he was not going to be here in his 50s.
No.
And he did a lot of great traveling. And we have friends here who own businesses in the city we live in. We have friends who own a sandwich shop. When they want to go on a family vacation, they close the shop and they put a sign in the door that says, we're closed for 2 weeks for family vacation.
Yeah.
If you want to do it,
find the way to do it.
Find a way to do it.
Yeah.
It's just if you really want to do it, you can find a way. We've been on the road, like we said, we've been to 9 different RV parks in the last 2 months, and we've traveled 50% of the time this year. 50% of the days we've been home, and the other 50% so far of 2021 we've been on the road. And we have things to take care of, bills to pay, phone calls to make, things to do. all those kinds of things, but we plan around. Okay, the day before we leave, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then we're going to be done. You can make phone calls on the road. You have a computer. You have the internet. You can pay. I paid all the bills on the road because all of our stuff's electronic anyway.
I literally opened up and started a business
on the road.
Pretty much from the road, including opened up an LLC in a different state.
Yeah, and you can do things on the road. Yeah. So if you want to get out there, get out there.
Yeah, don't
use the I'm too busy to live.
Yeah, don't waste time. Do it. So number 9 is definitely it takes too long to get the RV ready and to clean up afterwards.
Okay, here's a tip that we've learned after traveling all the time, and we're new at this still, but this is just something that we've quickly learned after watching so many other videos of people who talk about how it takes them an hour, 2 hours to set up and take down their RV or to get ready to go on a trip. I never wanted to do that because I wouldn't want to go if it was going to take me 2 hours. I don't want to go. So what we did is we have in our RV things that don't ever come out of the RV. We have double sets of all the bedding that's for the RV stays in the RV. Towels for the RV stay in the RV. First aid kits. I have a set of makeup in the house. I have a set of the same thing in the RV. I have a hairdryer that lives in the RV. We have pet items that live in the RV. That way, when we go on a trip, there's 2 things we need to do. Grab clothes, because we've been in 9-degree weather and 90-degree weather, so we grab whatever clothes are appropriate for whatever trip we're taking, and we grocery shop.
Yep.
And we grocery shop with the RV. Mm-hmm. So we do not grocery shop ahead of time, because then what are you doing? You're loading up your car, you're unloading your car into your house, then you're unloading your house into your RV. We schedule time when we're leaving on whatever day we're leaving. So let's say, we want to be on the road at 10 a.m. Then we go to the grocery store at 9 a.m., but we drive the RV.
Yep.
The RV park, you can park it in the grocery store parking lot. You go in, you get all the groceries you need. With us, he stays in the RV with the dogs, and I go get the groceries. We have a list already ready ahead of time. Grab all the groceries, bring them right to the RV, put them away, and get on the road. And that's it. Yeah. Everything else lives in the RV.
Yeah, and then because it's me and because it's kind of what I do, is the day before we get ready to leave is the day that I try to get ready. But you could literally not do this and it probably would be fine. But I like to go the day ahead of time and fill up the propane tank. We have a little location down by us where I can get propane, dump the gray and black tanks, and fill up with water all in the one place. And it's like, I think usually it ends up costing me like $20 or something like that to do all of that stuff.
And you can do that on the road.
You can do that once you get on the road too. I just dump the tanks because it's me personal thing.
Yeah, but if you're worrying about time, you can do that on the road too. Yeah. Make it as one of your stops. So a lot of gas.
Stop and get gas and get your propane.
And do those things, and wait to fill up and dump at the RV park.
At the RV park. Yep.
It's pretty simple, but we don't take long to go. It takes us longer to get the dogs in the RV than it takes us to get our stuff in the RV.
Yeah. And actually, I've even I even keep a set of t-shirts and stuff like that in the RV now.
Well, and our hiking boots.
Our hiking boots, stuff like that.
Live in the RV now because we're not hiking here at the apartment. So we, last time we came home, it's why are we taking these out? We don't use them unless we're in the RV, and if we needed them, we can always go grab them. So they live in the RV now. All of our maps live in the RV. Anything like that lives in the RV. We don't have to deal with it. Laundry stuff, everything you could need other than clothes and food are in the RV. Yep. So our number 10, our bonus.
Yep, because we don't want to be told that we're cheaping you guys out or anything like that.
Yeah, because 9,
someone called us out. Anyway,
you know who you are.
Whatever.
Number 10, it's too hard to make or find reservations.
I almost kind of agree with this, but not completely. Now, mind you, I was actually just this weekend on Saturday at the Newport Dunes RV Resort, which is a really popular RV resort here in Southern California, specifically in the Orange County area, and it was packed.
But let's be honest, that campground is packed 365
Right.
days a year.
And they have a lot of full-timers.
Called the wrong number. That's what happened.
So honestly, I mean, sorry, somebody just walked by.
But that is one.
That is just a bad example because
Yeah.
we looked at them for months when we were thinking of going full-time, and we, in 6 months, couldn't find an open. But
Yeah.
that's just one campground,
Yeah.
and it's super popular with people who just, want to go there.
Yeah.
But in the 9 campgrounds that we've made reservations in 2 months, we have never had a problem, including Harvest Host, making a reservation, extending a reservation, changing a reservation. We've
Yeah.
even made reservations the day before we were going to show up with no issue. We've changed our reservation because we weren't going to be there the day we thought, and we switched it to the next day,
Yeah.
no problems.
Yeah.
So if you're dead set on like that one RV park or RV, I guess RV park,
RV resort, RV park,
or whatever
yeah.
it is, like if you're dead set on that one, then yeah, you might have trouble making a reservation, but
Yeah. But
open your horizons.
yeah.
You know what I
if
mean?
you're willing to take a chance on somewhere else nearby that may not, have that resort feel, but
We made reservations at 2 places going to Northern California that were on the beach with walking distance to the beach. And they were beautiful, they were nice, and we made reservations on with one of them the day before we went. And then we changed it to the
Yeah.
next day because we weren't going to show up the day we thought, and no problem.
Yeah.
So if you want beachfront, and that's like why you're saying there's more than one beach.
yeah.
The West Coast, the East Coast, all the coasts, they're big coasts.
Yeah, guys,
So don't get dead set on one.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't make, I want to go to I want to
mean-
go to X RV park and I can't get in there, so now I'm not
Yeah.
going to take my rig out.
Yeah, if you're only willing to go and stay at Fort Wilderness and not of any of the other parks around Walt Disney World, okay, I totally.
Then you might not go to Walt
you might
Disney
not go to
World.
Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to go stay at, the Thousand Trails Park nearby, or
wherever.
wherever, I mean, maybe, yeah.
I
change
mean,
your
and
plans.
especially if you really want the beach. Let's be honest.
It's popular.
The West Coast is all beaches.
Yeah.
So there's more than one RV park that you can stay at.
Yeah.
So, that's just I think it's an excuse. I can't make a reservation. Well, if you only try one place, you're probably right. You can't make a reservation, especially during busy times.
Yeah.
Or they're too hard to make. Well, yeah, sometimes you do have to call, and it's a pain because they don't always answer the phone, or they don't call you back till the next day, and you
Oh,
can't
I've
book
had that,
online.
yeah.
But you know what? If you really want to go, then you're going to call them back.
Yeah. And here's part of this rant. And if you know people that own RV parks, get people working on online reservations.
Online reservations are always good. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's our little rant for this week because we've heard a lot of crap from a lot of people about how much we've been traveling and how they just can't do it. They're, for all these different reasons. And we sat down and talked about all these reasons while we were driving, while it took us 2.5 hours to go 28 miles to get home because we were coming through LA the other day. So yes, that was our welcome home.
At one point, literally, I almost put the motorhome in park so I can go back to go to the bathroom. I would have probably had plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about this a lot because we've heard this a lot lately, and so we thought we'd share these excuses with you, and
Yeah.
maybe if you have made these excuses, maybe something we've said will trigger you to just get out there and live. Take the trip.
Yeah.
Take the RV out. Enjoy time alone. Enjoy time with your family. Whatever that looks like to you, get your rig out of storage, out of the driveway, hook it up, take it out, and enjoy. Even
Yeah.
if it's for a weekend, whatever it is, one night, if
Yeah.
you go local, just get out there and do it. Enjoy your life while you can. If 2020 hasn't shown us anything, it's shown us that time is precious, and we all just lost a year being
Yeah.
locked down. So are you going to waste 2021 locking yourself down?
No, don't do it, guys.
So that's it for this week. Thanks for being here. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. And please comment down below your thoughts on
Yeah.
all of this.
And to wrap this video up, because I'm wearing the shirt, remember, do or do not. There is no try.
Thanks for being here, guys. We love you all, and we're glad you're here. We're grateful for you.
Yeah, we are.
And in case no one's told you, you look great. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay positive. Test negative.
Bye.